Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You're welcome to chat with the tycoon on this very wonderful Olympic opening ceremony evening. I welcome you all from wherever you're watching us from. My name is the tycoon, and I have here with me my brother and friend King Dems. How are you doing, my brother?
My brother, I am excited, man. I'm excited. I'm glad to be here again.
There's an atmosphere. Can you feel it? I mean, I was watching a little bit of the Olympic opening today, and
Just
I
just in
was
our
instantly
backyard.
excited. You know?
Just in our backyard, bro.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean,
But for me, right, like I think I'm kind of not happy because Nigeria did not qualify for the men's football tournament. So for me, the highlight of every Olympic is the is the men football. So if Nigeria is not there, like it just makes me lose interest. And I'm like, okay, I'm not doing this.
yeah, you're right. I mean, I was watching the girls yesterday against Brazil. They played really well. I thought they played really well, but unfortunately, Brazil nicked it 1-0. And hopefully going for they're in a very tough group, very very tough group. Our women. I don't know how many medals that we're going to win this time, but I mean we'll come to the Olympics later on. But it's an interesting evening and a good enough. Sorry, it's an interesting weekend. I mean, it's all happening here in the UK. Live in Manchester at the Co-op Live Arena. First of all, I don't know if you've seen that arena. What do you think of the arena? Is a new arena that has just opened up recently. What do you
Yeah,
think
it's
about it?
it's a new arena, right? And at
Yeah,
first, I was kind of scared that what would happen. A lot of events were being cancelled
yeah.
before now, right? So I was really really scared.
Hmm.
Like, but then I always knew that the UFC, are top notch when it comes to organizing. So
Yeah.
let's have a feel of the arena first, and then we can have a chat about how I feel about the arena. But from the press conference, from what I've seen around, yeah, it's quite decent. There we've had better arenas. The UFC has used better arenas across the world. So for me, I'll just say it's decent.
Yeah, I mean the co-op life is cool. It's a newly constructed. It cost about between 365 to 450 million pounds, and it was open. Started in 2021, so it's actually slightly bigger than the O2, as you would expect, because it's a new thing, of course.
Yes,
So if
definitely.
it's all seated, it's about 20,500 people, and then with standing 23,500. So it's not a bad one. I've been to some of these arenas, and sometimes you can feel it from wherever you're seated. You can feel what's going on down there. Interesting card they have here. I mean, I don't know where you want us to start from. Do you want us to start from the bottom, or do you want us to start from the main card? What do you think?
From top to bottom. Okay, so from bottom to top, right? But interestingly, I think let me try to stream this to my audience so we have more people on board in this conversation. Let's do this. Let's do
Mm.
this. Give me a moment. Let me stream this.
But you also increase your volume a bit. It doesn't seem like it's loud enough from this end.
Oh, my volume doesn't seem to be loud enough from this end. Yeah, that's why I was like, oh, technology, let me connect my what's it called now? My microphone.
Yeah, yeah. While you're doing that, I'm just gonna. So I mean, guys, I don't know if everyone watching. I don't know if you're all fight fans, but even if you're not a fight fan, this weekend. Trust me, I would like you to just tune in. I think here in the UK, the UFC is live on TNT. That's on Discovery Plus. I mean, I wouldn't encourage anybody to stream, but there are also other means that you can watch some of these events. But
Can
the
you
pay
hear
per
me
view
better
costs
now?
around. Yeah, yeah, good. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
you
pay per view
see,
costs
this is
around £1
why I
something.
had to connect this.
Yeah. I mean, so let's start. Let's just jump straight into it. There are some really, like I said, some really interesting fights here. If you look at the early prelims, yeah, maybe no real name in the early prelims. So we're going to move straight into the prelims, which starts at, of course, 8 p.m. Uh, here in the UK tomorrow. And there are some interesting names there. There's a guy, Nathaniel Wood. I don't know if you've seen enough of him. He's an English guy.
Guess what? Guess what? Sorry to
That's
interrupt
good
you.
striker.
There was a guy who came to fix my cooking hob, right?
Mm.
I think like 3 days ago. And then I saw his ears. He had the cauliflower ears. I'm like, hey, hello, bro. Do you train? He was like, yeah, I train. Like, how do you know? I'm like, from the cauliflower ears. And then he showed me, oh, he trains with team, GB, right? They're like American top team in the UK, like GB top team.
Yeah.
And guess what? He was telling me about Nathaniel Wood, telling me that, oh, this guy's good, he's gonna win. And then this guy's an MMA fighter, and every year an MMA fighter was coming to fix something in my house. So really,
Yeah.
really
Don't
hyped
do
up.
anyhow. If you do anyhow, it will choke
No,
you.
come on, my jiu-jitsu will hold up, bro.
I
Uh,
mean, so I don't know. For that one, I would say that looks like a straight one. Because obviously Nathaniel is a bit more experienced. I'm
yeah,
feeling like
yeah,
they are feeding this guy Daniel Pineda to him. I haven't heard much about him. I don't know if you've heard much about Daniel Pineda in the
to,
UFC,
to
but
be honest, no. To be
that one
honest, no.
looks like a straight one, isn't
Daniel
it?
Pineda is more of a journeyman, and then come on, look at the records as well. Like record speaks for itself, right? So I think what they're doing with this, British guys is they're trying to they're trying to pack their records. They're trying to, build them up to become like
Yeah,
the next set of superstars. Look at what they're doing with Paddy Pimblett. You're feeding veterans to him. Like, come on, these are people with massive age differences to you. So they're
yeah,
building these guys up so that they can build superstars, the next set of McGregors out of these guys. So it's
mm,
easy as all fights to lose.
yeah,
Come
yeah. That
on.
one, I think that one is a straight one. I think that one goes to Nathaniel Wood. I was watching the guys on TNT earlier today talking about him and some of his this thing, and then you can see that. Yeah, it looks like a straight way. He's got good strike, and I think I've seen him in London in one of the London cards. Yeah,
And he's well rounded.
it was good. Yeah, yeah, it was good. Yeah, good fighter. So yeah, we're just gonna jump over that one and then move over to the main card on the prelims. Yeah, so you've got this guy that is tearing everybody apart so far, Mohammed Mukaev versus Manel Kape.
Oh,
What do you think about Mohammed Mukaev? About this guy? What do you think about this guy?
oh. So the thing is this, I'm divided, right? Manakap
Yeah,
is my African brother.
Manel Kape, is he
Yeah, he's from Angola.
African?
Yeah, he's African.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. But he was fighting easy. He was fighting easy. Remember that altercation they
Tell
had?
nobody, he's a silly boy. He's a silly boy.
You know?
He was on edge. He was on edge that day. Too much adrenaline pump on him. And of course, with weight cuts and everything, those guys are usually very, very much on edge. So I could understand him. Uh, he's African, but Mokaev, that guy is on the tier. He's currently undefeated, 6-0 in the UFC. But I think
Hmm.
Man Cap, if he brings his A game, he's going to take that O. If he brings his A game, so it just depends on the version of Manacab that steps up.
That shows up. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think
But
he's got
don't
the
forget,
two.
Mukayev is undefeated, and he's
Yes,
good on the
oh,
ground. He's good on the, you know.
he's he's a grappler, but trust me, the grappling instincts go when you get punched in the face.
Okay, okay.
this,
I mean, who
this
am
is
I?
fighting. It's interesting.
Who am I to?
You know one thing, right? I used to train in university, right? But I decided there
Mm.
I'm not going to go pro with this whole fighting thing. So anytime people disrespect fighters, I just laugh. I'm like, if only you can train, right? If only you
Yeah.
can train, that you know what it means, right? I had to save my fine boy face. my, my, my roommate from uni. I don't know. You might be in one of our groups. On I think he might be on one of our mutual groups. He's a black belt in
Mm.
taekwondo. So we used to train taekwondo, and his very
Mm.
first competition, he tore the guy's kick tore his mouth. And my guy had to get stitched, and I was taking care of my guy in the room, right? We're roommates back then in uni. Till today,
Yeah.
I always laugh at him with the cuts, right? So it's crazy how if you've lived with fighters, taking care of these guys, seeing the injuries, training with these people, I know what it means to get hit in the face. You will respect fighters. You might be good, you might be all skilled up, right? But when you get hit in the face, the humanity in you starts to come out. You start making unforced errors. So that being said,
Yeah.
Pop is a heavy hitter
So you're
for that.
choosing Mohammed Moka, you're choosing Manakap to win that one.
Trust
How do
me.
you think he wins it?
I think he he either wins it by knockout or they go to a
Mhm.
decision. Yeah, either by decision or by knockout, because Manuel Cap is a heavy hitter and he's going to come out really aggressive, right? So, and he's got
Mm.
good ground defense, unlike the guys that Mokaev has, been
Yeah.
beaten. So Mokaev is always relying on his, I clinch you, I I lift you up, I slam you, and then start doing the ground and pound and take you to submission. But you cannot do that with a Manor Cap. Manor Cap's jiu-jitsu is, is top quality, it's top
He's on
notch.
point.
Yeah, you can't
Mm.
rag like a Manor Cap. So if he does that, if he tries to implement his own game plan on Manor Cap and starts getting frustrated, you see something with grapplers when they start getting frustrated, right? They start
Mm.
getting heat in the face, and they start getting tired because it takes a lot of power to grapple somebody. And when the person is he's having good defense, you're grappling, you want to go to the
Sometimes you
striking.
get tired.
You
Yeah.
want to get back to the striking, but then when you go back to the striking, your hands are tired. So, but a cap by
I mean,
knockout or by decision.
I'm a stats guy, so I just want to bring some stats here to you, just
Give us
to
the tail
see if
of
you
the
can
tape,
back off
my
some of these claims that you're making, because you're making some claims here.
brother. Okay.
This guy Manel Cap, he's got 6 losses on his record. I mean, not to say
Okay.
there's anything wrong with losses,
Yeah.
but from what we can see, most of these losses were not even in the UFC. So if this guy
Yeah.
was out there losing fights in some other organization, what makes you think that he's up to it here, in the big league? Because we all know that the UFC is the big league. What makes you think that he's up to it in the UFC and
Okay.
he's ready to fight and defeat somebody like Mohammed Mokai, who's got over a third? I think he has over 30. He has a very long amateur record of over 30 wins, 30 and 0 in his amateur, and then now in pro he's 12-0 with no losses or anything like that, and a lot of finishes as well. Just back your claims up a little bit for me. I'm just bringing out the
Okay.
stats for you.
Okay, so there's one thing with stats, right? Sometimes the stats seem to be padded, right? Now you ask
Hmm.
yourself, go on Wikipedia and let's check who Mokaev has fought versus the kind of guys that Manakap has fought, right? So when you look at the quality of opposition, sometimes and you see that the quality of opposition that Manakap has faced has not been,
Yeah.
um, pushovers. Remember, Manakap was meant to face Kai Kara France. That is how good Manakap
Hmm.
is. Not for the fact that Manakap has been having, issues with weight cut, right? He would have fought for the title
Yeah.
already. he most likely would have been selected to fight Pantoja instead of what's his name, Steve Essek, right? So that shows
Mm.
the quality of opposition that he's been fighting. He's been in the UFC longer than Mokaev, right? And then he's fought like really, really tough guys. So like, forget the fact that he had a journeyman record sort of building up into the UFC. That was a learning process. That's a learning curve for him. But right now, Manuel Cap is a killer. And when you look at even the size advantage, right? Manuel Cap has a size advantage. Recently, people have even pushing for him to go up to bantamweight, but he's been able to find a way to manage the weight cut issue, and size does play a factor
Yeah.
whenever there are two guys that are equally skilled. The guy that is bigger would definitely have the advantage. So for me, I give the advantage to Manuel Cap in this instance.
Okay. I mean, obviously you're entitled to your opinion, but in this one, I go with Mohamed Mukayev in this one.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
his long-term amateur record and I think he's going to come true. I've watched that guy fight, and the guy has grit. The guy has, man, that guy has the dog in him, and like he's got that dog in him. It's not even, let's just, so this one is 1-1 on this one. You're going with Manekap, and I'm going with Mohamed Mokayev to go 13-0 in this one. So let's move straight into the main card here. Let's move straight into the main card here. So the next fight on the main card, you've got Arnold Allen versus Giga Chikadze.
Chicago against cancer.
Yeah, I don't know if Giga is ready for this one. What do you think? Do you think Giga Chikadze is ready to come back here with a win? Obviously, we know what happened with him and Calvin Keita. What do you think? What are you looking at for this one?
So Giga Chikadze, the guy is world class. That's what I'll start with, right? He's world class, and then he's he's an elite level striker. Yeah, let's put it that way. He's an elite level striker. Well, I think he started to give away, some of his techniques, especially his giga kick, when he he started doing breakdowns with the UFC, with the UFC documentary guys, right? And people figured him out. But that aside, I think the cards are stacked against him in this instance because Arnold Allen has home advantage, and Arnold
Hmm.
Allen will come out guns blazing. Did you see what he did to Dan Hooker? Right, I think that is
Yeah,
what he would likely do to Giga Chikadze this time around. There's a different feel when your friends, your family, people you grew up with are in the arena watching you. Like it's a different kind of energy. So I feel like and Chikate has had a bit of a layoff, right? And he's on a
yeah.
losing streak right now. So I think the Cats are
His
stacked
record is
against.
right there. He's
Yeah.
actually snapped that losing streak. His last fight, he won against the guy Casares.
Oh,
But that's a bit
the
of a
Alex
step down
Caceres
though,
guy.
because that guy is unranked. Yeah,
The Alex Caceres guy. I think, yeah,
yeah.
Alex Caceres, Bruce Leroy. He's quite talented. He was ranked before. I think he was like number 15. But
Mm.
I think the Giga Chikadze knocked him out of the rankings or something. But that confidence, I really don't see it with Chikadze. I think Arnold Allen, he's highly talented. He is highly talented,
Mm.
but he's not as hyped as the Paddy Pimblets of this world. He's not
Yeah.
a, yeah, he's highly talented, but
Yeah,
not as high.
his hype died down a bit. He was in a bit of hype. He was on a roll. I think he was undefeated at some point. He went like 9-0 something, 10-0. And then he lost his last two. Remember, remember the fight with Holloway? Because of the hype around Arnold Allen, he was put in there with Holloway, and we know how that
The
one went.
killer of
He
killers.
lost that one. Then he lost the next one against Evloev. So he's on a losing streak,
Come
2-5
on.
losing streak. You
Yeah,
know.
come on, Evloev.
Um,
Evloev. We all know who Evloev is, right?
so yeah, you
Come
know,
on.
it's
Evloev is still undefeated, and I think he's meant to fight this guy, Aljamain Sterling.
yeah, yeah,
Hmm. Yeah,
yeah.
so he's got more motivation to come out of this, losing streak as well. But
Mm,
that home advantage is going to play a
yeah.
very, very big factor.
Yeah, I mean he's younger, so 1994 against the guy from 1988. So his record now, Arnold Allen's record now is 19-3-0 against Giga Chikadze's 15-3-0. So, well, you can say he has a bit of a better record than Giga. Yeah, we'll see how this one goes. So, who are you picking for this one? Just to conclude.
Mm, it's a tough one. It's a tough one, right? I think I'll go for Arnold Allen because of the home advantage.
Hmm. Yeah, I do agree with you on this one, and the odds as well. The bookmakers are picking Arnold as the favorite as well in this one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought nobody was
So
odds.
yeah. So yeah, I agree with you on this one. I think this one would also go to Arnold Allen. So moving on to the next fight on this card. I mean, this card is really good. This is a good card, I would say, to be fair. So you have Christian Leroy Duncan versus Gregory Rodriguez. I mean, this guy, you might say, oh, this is a name that is not. These names are not out there, but trust me, man, these guys, these people are something. So you've got Christian CLD Leroy Duncan versus Gregory Robocop Rodriguez.
Gregory Rodriguez,
Um,
I've seen a couple of his fights, right? He reminds me of who does he remind me? There's this guy who was a jiu-jitsu expert in the middleweight division. He was on the tier before this guy beat him. This basket mouth of a guy.
She's a Brazilian.
Yeah, he's Brazilian. Before Kevin Holland beat him.
Uh, are you talking of? Is he like a veteran guy? That's this
Yeah,
Brazilian guy. What's his name?
Ronaldo
Yeah, I think I
de
know who.
Souza.
Yeah, I think I know who you're
you
talking
know,
about.
you know who I'm talking about,
Yeah,
right? I think Ronaldo de
yeah,
Souza
I think so.
is his name, but he has like a popular nickname, right? So Gregory Rodriguez, like he has a similar fight style.
He's stoic. He has a huge physique. Yeah, that guy is intimidating, man. You don't want to get into a fight with that kind of person at a bar or something.
I'm telling you. But Christian Leroy Duncan, he has a decent record, 10-1. 10 and
Hmm.
1, right?
Yeah.
But he doesn't
Hmm.
have that hype around him. That's the thing. He doesn't have that hype around him yet. And
Yeah.
he's 29 years old. Well, Gregory Rodriguez is 32. So the age difference is not really much, right? So I think in terms of the trajectory of the the wins, right? I think Leroy has
Yeah.
that advantage. But when it comes to the experience, right, Gregory Rodriguez has fought the who's who. So it's going to be it's going to be a serious close battle.
Yeah. So who are you picking for this one? I mean, I think this one, a lot of people. I watched TNT. Most people were picking Christian Duncan on this one.
Yeah, because of the winning streak. That's
Yeah,
pretty much the
yeah,
reason why. That is pretty much the
yeah,
reason
and,
why.
and the bookmakers back that as well. The bookmakers also pick Christian Duncan. He's a favorite on this one as well.
Oh, what are the odds? for him.
So the odds on Christian Duncan is 1.66 against 2.25 for Gregory Rodriguez.
I think I'm riding with Rodriguez because when I look at this other guy's record, right? He's
Mm,
not in people that convince me, right? I see
mm,
his three losses to Armen Petrosian, right? That Armen Petrosian is not like very impressive. So he's beaten
mm.
Claudio Ribeiro, he's beaten Dennis Tiululin, so some guy whose name sounds
Yeah.
like a cough syrup, you know,
And then
right?
Tavares, yes.
Yeah. But it's not for
Yeah.
people that give me that conviction. Similar to the conversation we're having with these other guys, right? Right. Like some people have records that make you get scared. But when you dig into the stats and look at, okay, has this person really
Mm.
beaten, right? You've probably beaten the guy who came to fix my cooking hub, right? And you add him to your
Mm.
record. You think I'm going to be scared of you. So for me, I'll be riding with Gregory Rodriguez because he has fought people like, come on, he's fought Brad Tavares. He's beaten Brad Tavares. Brad Tavares is
Yeah.
somebody who Israel Adesanya, right?
Yeah.
Interestingly, they have common opponents. They both beaten the Dennis Tiolilian guy, right? He's fought Chidi Njoku. Chidi Bang Bang. Chidi is a killer.
Yeah.
Come on.
Cheating.
He
Yeah.
has one of the, yeah, he has one of
Cheating.
the
Nigerian guy.
yeah.
Oh.
He has one of the fastest knockouts, right, in UFC middleweight history. Gregory Rodriguez has beaten him. He's beaten Julian Marquez. Even Armen Petrosian that beat, that handed Leroy his only loss, right? Gregory Rodriguez has beaten him before.
Mm.
So I think okay,
All
sorry,
right. I
the
mean,
loss to
yeah.
this guy. So I think I'm going Gregory Rodriguez. I'm going Gregory Rodriguez. I think
All right.
we need
On that
to
one, I would. Yeah, I will agree with you as well. I would go with. Yeah,
go with the
go with.
bookmakers,
I'll
please.
go with.
Go with the bookmakers, please.
I'll go with Gregory Sword on that one. Yeah, that guy is just a bit. Yeah, because I think there's a bit of hype around this Christian Duncan guy. There's something about him that I'm not really convinced about.
The hype
Yeah.
train.
So
Hype
let's
train
move
is
on.
about to do.
Hmm. Yeah. Let's move on quickly. Let's keep it going. So we're moving to one of the interesting fights on the card. One of the fights that I know that everybody's looking forward to,
Bobby
right?
King,
Whether you
great.
want whether you want the Scouser to win or you want him to lose, there's something that is certain you want to see the fight, right? So this is one of the fights on this card that people just want to see. You want to see if this guy is going to back up all his talk and all these things, that he says.
Want to see the hype
Against a
again?
veteran, someone who has been there. What do you think about this one?
Mm,
So is
wow.
I
For
mean, look
me, I
at
think.
Bobby's record.
Oh, you're looking at Bobby's
Mm,
record. Yeah, Bobby Green. And by the way, he's officially changed his name to King Green. King used to be his nickname,
yeah,
but then he, changed his name officially. I think this this fight is a lose-lose for Paddy Pimblett.
yeah,
But to be honest, I think he has the advantage because he's younger. That's just the advantage he has. I think he's like 8 years younger. So I think
yeah, yeah.
he's 8 years younger. He's got the home advantage. He's got that, energy. But skill for skill, I think Bobby Green is, more skillful. But after seeing what Jalen Turner did to Bobby Green, and of course previously Drew Dober and Islam Makachev, it's hard. It's hard. It's hard for me. I think I'll go Paddy Pimblett.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny enough. I don't know if this is going to shock you. This is even on the bookmakers. It was even it was yeah, Paddy was the underdog a few hours or a few days ago. As right now, it's even on the bookmakers' thoughts, which is a
Yeah,
bit strange, right?
it's not
You know,
surprising for me. It's not surprising for me. Like I told you, sometimes stats are padded. Like, look at the guys they've been feeding Paddy Pimblett. Paddy Pimblett is not very convincing. He did not beat Jordan Leavitt, right, convincingly, right? Jared Gordon, right? Not very convincingly. And of
yeah, he
course,
lost that fight actually. Yeah,
you now got Tony Ferguson. A washed
yeah.
up Tony Ferguson. Come on, how many losses in a row has Tony Ferguson had? And you even struggle. You didn't even finish Tony Ferguson, right? And now you're coming to say you want to fight Bobby Green. Yeah, that's another, you know, veteran, right? But on the way out,
Mhm.
we, we wouldn't
Yeah,
like Bobby Green washed up because recently he's got into the rankings, right? But then it's very clear he's on his way out. I think he's like 38 years old or something, right? So
yeah, yeah.
he's not been convincing in his victories, and he's got that hype. Oh, body the body, right? So it's I'm not surprised, but I
Oh
think
my god.
I'll go for him because of the hype, because of the home advantage, and because he's younger. He would have more energy. He has that youthful energy, and I think his chin would be able to resist Bobby Green's
Stronger.
barrage of. Yeah. So that's
Yeah.
just the reason why. And if the fight ends up being a close fight, I think they will give him the split decision
You give it to him, yeah. Yeah.
win.
Scousers, we don't get knocked out. You don't get Scousers gone there. I don't know how he says that, but that accent that's one of the worst accents I've ever heard in my life. Right?
Liverpoolian,
That Liverpool
Liverpool.
accent.
You know me from
Like
Liverpool. That's as if he's got phlegm in his
I
nose.
can't even yeah, I mean crazy, crazy, crazy. Yeah, I mean I agree with you. I've seen a couple people give it to Bobby Green, but I mean, let's be honest. I don't really see a path to victory for Bobby Green. On the ground, Paddy has
He
some
has good
credibility on the ground.
skills.
Uh, Yeah, and then on the feet, I mean, you wouldn't say Bobby is the best striker, and that is his forte. That's where he's good. He's good on the feet, right? Bobby's good on the feet, and yet you wouldn't say, oh, he's the best. So I
Whoa!
don't really
Did you
see a
see
path
Bobby
to
versus
victory.
Fiziev? Did you see Bobby versus Fiziev?
Well, I can't remember what happened now. What
That
happened?
fight made me that fight made me respect Bobby Green's striking. Whoa! Fiziev is
uh,
one of the best boxers in that lightweight division, but Bobby gave him a run for his money. I think
yeah,
it ended up in a speed decision. So it was since then people started respecting Bobby Green's striking. He is top notch when it comes to striking.
mm,
For Bobby Green, that's the reason why people are scared for Paddy Pimblett, right? His only pathway to victory is for him to take it to the ground, and rough up Bobby Green on the ground. But standing, no, Paddy Pimblett will lose. He can't he can't
yeah,
fight he can't beat Bobby Green
yeah.
in battle.
Actually, people have said that as well. Yeah, to be fair, like yeah, personally, I think even on the feet, Paddy can still do something. But I can understand why there is that opinion that his best option will be to take it to the ground and
That's his pathway to
where he's a bit more proficient than this other guy. Yeah, so that makes sense. So yeah, I agree with I go with Paddy as well. To win this one, but not so comfortably. Maybe to go the distance because Paddy hasn't really convinced anybody. in the UFC. To be fair, I don't think he's all for it. I think yeah, now he's fighting a ranked opponent, someone he's ranked 15th, but then when
That's
he's
his
coming
path.
closer to top 10, top 5, I'm not sure. I'm not sure he's going to cut it with the
He
top 5 and
exposed.
top 10. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm just not sure about that, to be fair.
Yep. I
Um,
think the interesting thing is, these guys improve over time, right? So Paddy Pimblett has shown the propensity to be able to improve over time, and that is what the UFC is trying to do with him. So they're trying to feed him the veterans, right? Pad his record, pad his name, and give him the opportunity to keep training and growing in the UFC. So he will grow into the top 10.
mm,
That I believe.
mm.
But in terms of becoming championship material, that's a big question mark.
Okay, right. Right, nice one. So now we are up to the co-main event of the evening. My
Live from the
brother.
Cornwall Arena in Manchester.
Yeah, I mean, this one. I mean, in my opinion, this should be for the main title. But I mean, Dana and his politics and his John
Yes,
Jones
sir.
obsession
Five
won't
rounds
let that happen.
in the UFC heavyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. A mixed martial artist with a professional record of 18 wins and 4 losses. He stands 6 feet 3 inches tall, fighting out of the United States of America, Curtis Razor Blade.
All
Oh,
right. What you saying on this one, bro?
it's a tough one. It is a tough one. And of course, Tom Aspinall. Remember, they have unfinished business, right? 12 and 3.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
14
I
and
know.
3.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So, a lot of people are underrating Curtis Blades, but trust me, that guy is a real deal. Remember, his record is 18 and 4. And 2 out of those losses were losses to Francis Ngannou. He's only lost to some of the best, and I think he lost to Pavlovich, yeah, Sergey Pavlovich. Then one other loss, right? So his pathway to victory is to implement his wrestling heavy style. Well, Tom Aspinall, he's
Yeah,
got the speed advantage. Yeah, he's got that speed advantage. He's got the athleticism. He is mobile, and of course, his jiu-jitsu is elite level. The advantage is with Tom Aspinall. Ah, I'm on the spot right now, but to be honest, right, my money's actually on Tom Aspinall, but part of me
uh,
wants Curtis Blades to win because I feel his body of work speaks for itself. His body of work is decent enough for him to have a championship, in his resume. And of course, he's on his way
really.
out. He's on his way out in his career. So I think, yeah, let the old man have it. Tom still has time.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, Tom, to be fair, man, like, do you know the win that surprised me about Tom Aspinall? He was against Pavlovich, the
Pavlovich.
Russian. Pavlovich was tearing everybody apart, tearing people, and then this guy
Yeah,
just dispatched him within seconds. I think how many 13 seconds or
in the
what?
first round. In the first
Or
round.
something like that. Yeah,
It's
first,
yeah, it was the
and
first
that was impressive. That was very
1 minute and
impressive.
9 seconds.
Yeah, 1 minute.
That
Yeah, that was
yeah,
very
that's
impressive. That win. I remember I watched that fight and I was like, "Is it done?" Like I was like, "Yeah, this is how you win a fight. This is how you convince people that you're good." You know? Yeah. So let's look at the bookies. Let's just let me have a
I think
little look
Tom
at it.
Aspinall
Yeah,
should be the
you know,
favorite. He should be the
yeah,
favorite.
it's wide. It's wide. It's very wide. It's very very wide. I'm not gonna lie. And yeah,
What are
so
the odds?
this
What
one,
are the odds?
so 1.25 for Tom to win, straight win for Tom, and then 4.00.
What?
So yeah, yeah. So you put £100, we're getting £400.
What the hell?
So
I think
that's
I
value
have to
on
put some
play,
money
and
on
that's
that
why some
because
people are saying
the value
if
line
in
is
that group that we're on, if you were reading the comments, people were saying that there's a lot of value on Curtis
on
Blades,
Curtis
and
Blades. Yeah,
I can understand why some people will put money on him because I mean that's a bit of disrespect to somebody like Curtis Blades, you know.
it's a massive, massive disrespect. You know, when you said it, right? Something just switched in my head. I'm like, okay, excuse me. I
Yeah,
think I need to play some money on that right now. Like, no way.
yeah, yeah.
Come on, come on. Why would you do that? That's massive disrespect to the body of work of Curtis Blades. Because I feel it's a 50-50 fight. Curtis Blades has a clear cut pathway to victory. He's
Yeah.
pretty much the best wrestler in the whole of the heavyweight division, taking out when you take out John Jones. Yeah. Aside from John Jones, who else is a better wrestler in the
Hmm.
heavyweight division? Curtis Razor Blades.
Hmm.
And we're human beings. Thomas Miller is a human being as well. He would have, PTSD from the first fight. Right. Curtis Blades was the winner of that first fight. Whether you want to, whichever way you want to see it, right? It was a freak accident, right? But he held his own within the 20 seconds of that fight. So
Yeah.
it's disrespectful to put him at such a very big underdog. Maybe they want the sharp money to come from us, and
My brother.
let's beat the house. Let us beat the house. So let it be on record. I am rooting for Curtis Blades to win that fight.
Do you know, as we were talking now, I've just put just a little thing on Curtis Blaze, just assurance,
Why?
assurance something, you know,
Why are you like this? Why
assurance
do
something. I've
you wait
just put
to
an
the end of
assurance
this
something on
video?
Curtis. It's yeah. We all know this sport. Anything can happen in this sport, and you can't look at somebody with the kind of resume that Curtis Blaze has, and then you're like. I think
Four?
it's just someone is just gonna roll over him like that.
Four?
Yeah, I
So
think yeah, there's
you're
something
telling
there.
me you feel like Tom Aspinall beat him 8 times out of 10 times. That's what you're trying to say. No, that's not right. That
Yeah.
is not right. It's
Yeah.
fine.
So yeah, to conclude on I mean obviously we know the record. I'm not sure we need to go through these guys' records. These guys are veterans. So I mean Thomas Pina has a record of 14-3-0,
Mhm.
while Curtis Blades has 18-4-0, one no contest. So clearly, Curtis Blaze has the better record here. If you
Yeah,
type two of them together,
yeah. 18
slightly better. Yeah,
because
18
because
fights based on his experience, and his Blaze is younger as well. Funny enough, who would have thought that Curtis Blaze is younger as well?
oh,
He's younger.
okay. How does
Yeah,
Curtis?
February 18, 1991. So he is 29.
So you can
Am I
imagine.
correct? No, not 29. He's 31.
Okay.
31. Yeah. Wow, this guy is
No, Curtis.
33.
Okay, Curtis Blades is 33. Thomas Aspinall is 31.
No,
Tom
it's the
Aspinall
other
is
way around. Look at the screen. So this guy was born in February 19. Oh, wait. I'm mixing it round actually. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, that's my fault.
Because I know Curtis Blades
Yeah,
is old.
yeah, Cultivate is older. Yeah, but anyway, not not significant though. Yeah, but he's a bit okay. Yeah, I was mixing it up.
It's not significantly
Right.
different.
Okay. I mean, if you look at the record, they both have good people on their records. Um, yeah. Obviously, this guy's last win is more impressive. Pavlovich, who Curtis Blades obviously lost to, and the
See,
only loss on
bro.
Tom's record was to Blades. If you look at it, there, the only loss was to him, and we all know how that loss was. It wasn't like a proper. It was an injury, you know. So yeah, so this is like a rematch, basically, to sort of. There's really nothing anyone can take from that fight because that was a misfortune that happened to Thomas Pinot,
A freak
and
accident.
the fight had to end, obviously. Yeah. So for this one, just to conclude, where are you going with this one?
I'm going with Curtis. I'm sorry. In the words of the legendary Dana White, in this sport there are so many ways to win and there are so many different ways to lose. So it's disrespectful to make what do you call her? To make Curtis Blade so much of an underdog, in my
No,
opinion.
no,
I
no.
think very disrespectful. Just based off that disrespect that is being, pushed out to Curtis Blades, I am I am persuaded to be on the Curtis Blades side of things. And of course, my money is going to be on Curtis Blades. We'll see other fights tomorrow night. One
Nice.
more.
Who am I going with? I'm gonna go with Thomas Pinot on this one.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I like
think
the fact that we disagree. It's a nice one.
I think there's something on. I think there's something on that feast. I mean,
The
not to say
knuckles, he's
that
been
Blaze
dipping
can't
into
take it, but
petrol.
yeah, I think the thing. You know what he does is he pressures you, plots out the angles on you, just puts you in a box and just. So I think, yeah, it might be a bit too much, and then the crowd as well in Manchester. It's just gonna be a bit too much for Blade. The atmosphere and everything I think will be overwhelming for Curtis Blades, and I think he will fold under that pressure. And yeah, I go with Thomas Pinal on this one to win uh by TKO second round.
Let's see. Let's wait and
Yeah,
see.
yeah, TKO second round. Yeah, yeah.
Hey,
I mean, thanks to everyone who has been watching. If you're watching from wherever you're watching from, thank you for being on the channel. Thank you for we've got a little comment here. Yeah, just to acknowledge the comment. There's a comment here from Rick Allen. Rick Allen, thank you very much, Rick Allen. So you said, so do you dudes really believe that Francis will see his dead son again in the afterlife?
whoa.
Um,
That's a
yeah,
talk.
Rick Allen. Yeah, I mean, that's obviously the
Um,
unfortunate incident with Francis and his son. That was a few months ago now. Um, yeah, I mean, of course, yeah, of course, I think so. I do believe in the afterlife as well. So, yeah, I think after, we're all gonna go somewhere when we're gone. But yeah, that's a bit of a downer there. And yeah, Francis he's been doing a bit of media recently. He's been on some podcasts. I don't know if you've seen him, Dems. And
yeah, he
he's
was on
yeah.
the Joe Rogan
So
podcast recently.
yeah, he was on Joe Rogan. He was on PBD, Patrick Bet David's podcast, and so yeah, I think he's announced that his next fight will be in the PFL. I think,
Nice.
uh, you know,
That I'm not very sure about.
yeah. Well, hopefully we'll see him though fighting sometime this year down the line. I hope to see him fighting this year. he's obviously made a ton of money from the 2 fights that he's had. And yeah, interesting. That's it for Rick Thanks, Rick. So we've got a chat as well from David Onyi Onyinana Nanya from UK.
Your Igbo
Good job.
brother,
Thank you very
David,
much.
David Oyinaya.
David Onyinaya. Oh,
Yeah, that's my
David,
boy.
no verse, I beg. No verse.
He's gonna be
Eweliwe.
happy. He's even
Now
chatting me up right
you
now.
gonna be that.
Yeah, Oyinaya. Oyin. Come
Onyinaya.
on.
Okay.
As an your
Shout
mind
out
big
to
boy.
you, David. Thanks for the chat. Hi, Mega. Shout out, Mega Shah, my friend, my lovely friend from India. Thanks for watching and keep watching. Share as well. Share to your friends and family to follow us on the chat. Yeah. So now to the main event of the evening.
No, ladies and gentlemen, we are live. Live from
5
the
rounds.
okay, live from the Co-op Center in Manchester, United Kingdom. We are live. This is the main event of the evening. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 23 wins and 3 losses. Why the background noise, bro? You're interrupting the ball.
No verse. Continue. No verse.
Bro. With a professional record of 23 wins and 3 losses and 1 no contest, he stands 5 feet 11 inches tall, fighting out of the United States of America. Introducer, the challenger, Bilal, remember the name, Muhammad. And fighting out of the red corner, the champion, the undisputed UFC welterweight champion of the world, with a professional record of 22 wins, 3 losses, and 1 no contest. He stands 6 feet 1 inch tall, fighting out of Birmingham, United Kingdom. Introducing Leon Rocky Edwards. And now, the referee at Octagon side is Ebuka Ogbonna. When the action begins. Fires,
do you know what? Unfortunately, I don't know if you watch. I'm sure you watched the fight. I haven't found it in my heart yet to forgive Leon Edwards, and that's why I'm going to come clean. You know, I don't mind if this goes viral. I'm going to come clean.
You're not alone,
guys. I haven't found it in my heart to forgive him yet for that. You know why? Yeah, you know what? I've not found, honestly, like, since that time, I've been hoping for this guy to lose. I think, I was hoping for him to lose against Kobe, even though I knew that, Kobe was never going to beat him.
Even though you knew that Kobe was...
I'm still hoping for him to lose tomorrow in Manchester, to be very frank with you. That knockout, I felt it. Like, I felt that knockout here. Now me feel him.
There's a guy
now it's not the knock, but I felt it. I was watching that fight. I was like, yes, we don't win. It's almost. I was almost even celebrating. I was happy, and then headshot dead. I was like,
what? See, There's a guy on our Instagram group, Mayowa Balogun. I think that was like
Ah,
his first live event. He's a big supporter of Usman. And then your first UFC live event, going to support your Nigerian brother. And then that happened. They were already celebrating in the fifth round. Usman's family were already gathering, like, oh,
my
he's going to
brother,
beat CSP's
I
record.
was see. Then I felt it. Like I felt it. It
And then
was
some
like
grown men crying in public.
when you thought you won something, like defeat, victory was snatched from me. I don't know how they say just like that. And then the knockout, he hit me. Do I say me too? I was not. The other say I've been there knocked out myself. I swear. I know, like give you.
I was knocked out.
I feel am.
What?
you know, because
I
I know
I
another
felt
reason
so
was
bad.
because of that record. So Kamaru would have tied, or is it
GSP,
tied or passed this guy's
GSP.
record, the Spider.
Okay, Anderson
What's his name?
Silva. Anderson
Anderson
Silva.
Silva's record
Yeah, but I think he was chasing a GSP record as well at the
as
time.
well. Yes, I think he was chasing Anderson Silva. He would have tied him to highest win streak, and then GSP. I think he had one more or so for title wins or something for GSP. You know,
Sad.
yeah, and that's the thing. This is life. This is life. I think
It's just the
that
way life
story
is.
tells us a lot about life. Sometimes you have to be on it 100%. You don't um no room for error. Like no, that
You don't
split
take a
second.
foot on pedal.
Yeah, yeah.
Ah.
Honestly, um,
But,
yeah,
but,
that's a
but, but
fight that the guy had won.
Usman still
You
had a
know,
great legacy, to be very honest, right? And there's something with if you're still active in a sport, people would not appreciate your legacy at the time. But when he leaves, and interestingly, when they did 30th anniversary of the UFC and they had to compile the top 30 fighters of the 30 years of the UFC, Usman made the list. Adesanya made the list. Even people like Henry Cejudo could not make that list. So that goes
mm,
on to the legacy that he's been able to create for himself. Usman is a top 30 fighter of the first 30 years of the UFC. And imagine the great number of athletes, legit athletes that they had to pick, from in order to compile this list. So let's leave that alone. But in terms of this main event, coming to us tomorrow, I'm with Bilal. Remember the name Mohammed. I think that guy's tenacious, right? Forget
yeah,
about the Leon beef. Sorry, yeah, the Leon versus Camaro beef. Muhammad is highly underrated. I think because of his fighting style. His fighting style is boring, right? But he brings
yeah.
that person. And I think he has been training with Khabib and Co lately. So I think that Khabib energy has come upon him. So that being said, I give him the win. I think he's going to win. I think he's going to come up with the upset.
So, so,
Leon is
so
on the.
you think we're going to? Yeah. So you think we're going to remember the name?
Yeah, we are really going to remember the name. I think it stuck with me from the very first time I saw him. I think I saw him fight sometime in 2018, and that name just stuck for me. I'm like, Bilal, remember the name? I'm like, I remember the name now. Like, what a funny,
Mm,
what a funny nickname, but it sticks. Like, how can you be remember the name? And truly, we are going
yeah.
to remember that name, whether we like it or not. Like Bernard, everybody has been saying, oh, he will get figured out. He will get figured out. At first, we thought was it Damon Meyer that was going to figure him out? No, it did not happen. Sean Brady was meant to figure him out. It did not happen. Gilbert
Yeah.
Burns was meant to figure him out. It did not happen. Even
It did
Steven
not happen. Yeah.
Thompson, it did not happen. So what are we saying? Leon Edwards.
Yeah.
And Leon Edwards feels like he was piecing him up in the first fight, but
Mm.
before the eye poke happened in the second round, he ate comfortably. That same head kick that killed Usman, he ate it in the first round.
It's yeah. 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 I saw the yeah, I was watching the highlight.
So
Yeah.
I've seen that fight, I saw that fight live. I've seen that fight, over and over again. Bella was, he had a slow start in that fight and it was warming up into the fight. So I think Leon is sort of delusional if he thinks he's fighting the same Belal from before. And
Uh,
he's not spoken, about Belal in high regard. Um he's been condescending towards, Belal, and I think he's gonna pay for it. Come.
yeah. You know, I you know, I see your point. I'm just gonna say this, right? One thing that makes me to not really like Leo. I mean, obviously, it's not like I don't, he's a successful fighter, he's a champion of the UFC and all that, but I didn't like the way he reacted to winning that fight against Usman. That was another thing that I think I was like, this guy is not, yeah. That was, it was like robbing more insult to injury or salt to injury, however they say that.
Head
And
shot.
ever since then, he's acting a bit. So yeah, I would like to see him lose. As much as you don't want to wish anybody to, I would love to see Leon lose. Yeah. So
Just
it's not
because
like
of this.
I like Belal so much or anything. I don't like Belal that much.
I do like
However,
Bilal. I like Bilal a lot because since
you
2018
know,
have this journey, I like Bilal a lot, and I think he is underrated. He's underrated. He's
mm,
underappreciated. And I wonder why people just dislike him. He's faced too much dislike, but he's not a person to be
yeah.
disliked. He's a very hard worker. He's been working
So
hard,
yeah.
right? Hard, right? And he's
Mm.
improved over time. I love to see people improve at their craft over time, and that's exactly what he's been able to do.
And yes, to your point, if you look at his record, you were talking about his record there. There are variety of styles that he has fought and
Mm-hmm,
beaten successfully.
mm-hmm,
He fought the Maya, who is a grappler,
mm-hmm.
right? A BJJ guy, jiu-jitsu guy. He fought
Stephen
Thompson, who
Wonderboy
is a
Thompson,
stand-up guy,
striker.
rangy, piece, he fought that guy and won. He fought Luku, Vicente Luku, who, we all know
Yeah.
is a tough guy. Vicente Luku is a tough guy,
Mm-hmm.
He's one of these guys that on his day will give anybody a fight.
He beat
And,
Tyron Woodley.
his record speaks. Brady, he fought Brady, unbeaten
And
guy.
Shomari was
There was
was
some
was
hype on him.
mm-hmm.
He took his O. And then, and then, of course,
Stephen
Bonds,
Burns.
who we know, we all know Bonds, the veteran guy. And I think he finished Gilbert Bonds also. I can't remember. Or was it decision? Anyway, so there's something about him that I think Leon will struggle with. Yeah, Leon might
Leon is
win
going
in
to
the
feel the
end,
pressure.
but there's something there. There's something in this fight. This is not going to be an easy fight.
You know what?
And I
Let me
think
break
even
something down to
even the
you. Let me
bookmakers.
break something down to you with
Mm,
Leon. Right? I feel like Leon has been somewhat lucky, right, in his recent run of last three fights. The second Usman's fight, because remember Usman beat him earlier in their career, right? So it was the second Usman fight that
yeah,
was for the title, right? Now that fight for the title where it was headshot dead. Remember, Usman was dominating him from round one to round four, right? If not
yeah,
for that, that I don't want to call it a lucky kick, right? He wouldn't have been the champion today. We would have had a
yeah.
different story,
Mm,
right?
true.
So
Facts. Facts. Yeah.
was struggling with the wrestling domination by Usman. Even in the third fight, right? That fight was close. The only difference was his takedown defense was holding up against Usman in that fight, right? And of course, we know
Yeah.
Usman's knees, are gone. So if Usman were the champion, right, and Leon were the contender, that fight wouldn't have gone to a decision in favor of Leon. Let's just face the fact. Like if what happened in the third fight was what happened in the second fight, right? Leon
Mm.
would have still been the champion. But we all know that anytime the fight is very close, right?
They give it to the champion. Yeah.
The judges will favor the champion, right? And then he faced a Kobe Covington. Kobe Covington got injured in the first round, so he couldn't put up that wrestling pressure on Leon, right? But
Mm.
Bilal is a different animal. Bilal is a different animal, and of course, Bilal has improved significantly from that first meeting. So Bilal is going to put that pressure on Leon from round one, right from the bell, the jingle of the bell, and you are going to see what's going to happen Saturday night. I think the pressure is going to be too much for him to handle because Bilal is going to fight a very boring fight, but very effective fight.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree. And if you look at the bookmakers as well, it is not so wide. So there's a reason. They know that something is up here, something might be up here.
What
Yeah. So
odds for Bilal to win?
so so the odds on Leon to win, straight win, is 1.40. And then the odds on Belal is 3.0.
Whoa!
3.00. You
I
know,
think I'm
yeah,
I'm going Bilal. I'm going the Bilal way, man.
yeah, yeah.
Let's make some
So
money. Make
it's
some money.
it's not the widest of margins there. So yeah, so just to conclude, we all agree that Belal will win this one.
No, I'm with Bilal. With Bilal Muhammad. Remember
So
the
is it
name.
by
By
you
decision.
already said in the beginning that we're going to remember the name. So yeah, I mean that's what I was you know. So do you think it's gonna be by decision or by knockout? Is it gonna be a boring decision, this one?
Mm, So I think Bilal's pathway to victory is either grinding out a decision or a submission. So I
Hmm.
don't know
Yeah.
how tired Edwards is going to be, but I think it's so the pathway to victory, decision or submission. But for Edwards, his pathway
Hmm.
is to win by KO or TKO. Yeah, so I think
Yeah.
if he's able to catch Bilal on the break, it might be a really, really bad day for Bilal. But both fighters have a very good chance. So I think the odds are quite disrespectful. It should actually be a coin flip, but it is what it is. I think more people, they try to balance out the action. I think, the public action is coming in on Leon Edwards, given that he's a champion, right? And given what happened in
Hmm.
that first fight. However, it's going to be a different picture. It's going to be a different story. So the line value lies with Bilal Muhammad. So if you've got some salt to sprinkle on that fight, sprinkle some
Yeah.
little on the Bilal side. I will be going with Bilal.
All right. I mean, I agree with you. I think that this is where the run comes to an end because I've watched that guy, man. But that Bella lately, man, the guy be doing some strong things in that octagon. So, I mean, all the best to Bella, all the best to both men. I hope both men come out of the fight healthy and move to their families and all that tomorrow. Yeah, let's just read a couple chats here. Dot Greatness says there is something special about Leon Edwards. He has he has this never say die spirit working for him. I know what you mean, what you're talking about here, bro. What do you
That
mean
is his
never say
coach.
die?
That is his coach. His coach has the never day side, never say die spirit. Come on, Leon.
Yeah.
Come on, son. Don't let him bully you. Don't let him bully you. Come on, Leon. Fight for me. You
Don't
got
let him
one chance.
lose, son.
You got only 5 minutes. You're gonna be the champion of the world. Leon, come on.
Yeah, no,
That
that
is
honestly, yeah, I remember that thing. I heard it from, you're watching the fight, things are happening, you're hearing things at the moment. It doesn't really mean much because you want the fight to finish, right? But then, yeah, probably it would have been a banter thing if obviously the obvious would have happened. But now because he ended up pulling out a Hail Mary to win, it's yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's life. Yeah, so Doc Greatness said again, I think he will successfully defend his title. Well,
Let's
we'll
wait
see.
and see.
We'll
We
see.
can only wait
We'll
and see.
see.
One more sleep. One more sleep.
Hmm. Yeah, one more sleep and we'll see what happens there. Right. So I mean, we're gonna move over to something swiftly, no time, no time. We're here for you guys, just share, please, share the video, just
Share the Campari. Share
like
the Campari.
and yeah, share it, like and
Do the Hennessy video. Do the Hennessy video. One Hennessy for.
maybe don't go buy me.
Ah, very well.
So let's talk about. I mean, to be fair, a card that I think is not so a fight that I don't know, man. I'm not really a fan of this fight, this card.
Why?
I got
Why? You know why? Because they're old men.
Yeah. If I liked it, I would have been there at the O2. I think there are probably still tickets now. You can still buy tickets. That tells you all you need to know about the fight. People are not necessarily interested. And
Yeah, I could get the ticket. Oh, I got you, sir. It's 40 years old. Joe Joyce. How old is Joe Joyce now? Like this
Rogers
guy,
is 39 or 40. He's old.
there's 38 years old.
Yeah. Yes. Courageous Empire. Yes. Courageous Empire says Belal by third round TKO. Yeah, that's what we're talking about, bro. Yeah. That's what we're
Courageous
talking about.
Empire. Nice one.
You
Nice
know?
one. It's always been cross on the African fighting sport.
Yeah. That's what we're talking about. I mean, if you Courageous Empire, if you want to join us, you can come in and join us. We can. There's a link on the fight. Yeah, I don't know them. Yeah, you can join us on the
Okay.
stream and have your say.
Let
Um,
me drop the link for Courageous Empire.
yeah, there's a link on this. Yeah, if we would like you to join us and come and contribute. Right.
Now he's
So
talking. Now he is talking.
who's talking?
I mean Courageous Empire, right? Like
Yeah. Yeah, if you're watching us, comment. Let's know that you're watching. Say hi to us. Right. So let's move over to this Joe Joyce card. I'm just gonna pull up the video a little bit and show you guys this card. I'm not a huge fan of the card. I don't think it's anything to be really happy. I mean, there are a few prospects on that card, few prospects on there, but not
how
not.
much is the ticket?
You can check it out on AX. I think on AXS on O2. I've got the AXS app here. Uh, Let me check it out. Yeah, it's probably maybe around 30 or 40 pounds. Not gonna be more than that.
It's not bad. We could go. We could go. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's cool. I watched actually, yeah, that one I'm happy I went to watch that one. That was there was this guy's name. This guy is from Fraser Clark versus who's the guy he fought recently? Oh, yeah, I watched that one. I was very impressed. I was very happy that I watched that one.
These guys are
Yeah.
not.
So
These guys are not
if
serious. I'm seeing tickets of 100 and something pounds.
yeah, I don't know, maybe because it's tomorrow now. It's tomorrow now. No too
Oh,
far again.
that is true. But
Yeah.
is it worth it? Nah, I don't think so. I'll just go to the hotel and say, "Come on, give me a free ticket, man."
Right. So let's talk about this fight, this card. So you've got from the on the you. I'm just gonna pull up everybody. If there's anyone that that you can remember,
Yeah,
you can
catch.
just tell me. So from the bottom, you've got German Diwayu versus Angel Gomez, lightweight. Then
Only.
you've got Adam Hamid versus TBA, super lightweight.
You can just imagine. They don't. They
Umar
don't.
Khan.
Even know,
Like,
they don't even know who the person is to fight.
yeah, exactly what I was wondering. So what does TBA mean? I was going to ask that as well.
To be
Does that
to
mean
be to be announced.
to, to be announced? Oh,
Mhm.
wow. So this is on
I'm not.
DAZN, and maybe you might see that when you go to Queensberry's website. Yeah, because I think it is a Queensberry card, isn't it?
These guys are not serious.
This is a Queensberry card. So by now, you would think that they would have confirmed whoever it is. They would have announced it. Yeah. So, anyway, it's yeah. Anyway, we'll just move on to the next one with that. So we've got Royston Barney Smith versus Brian Barajas, super featherweight. Sean Knox versus Indabasi, welterweight. Moses, I know you know this one. Moses Itauma versus Marius Watt. So this boy Moses Itauma is a young guy. I think he's 19 years of age. Yeah, he hasn't fought past the first round in his career. I was watching Talk Sport and he was saying that this time around he wants to get a feel of he wants to put the rounds in basically. That tells you everything you need to know about this guy. He's been knocking guys out in seconds and all that. So it's crazy, some crazy shit right there.
And the guy is
Um,
how old?
mhm.
Like
So who is he fighting? Who is this guy he's fighting? Have you checked him out? Don't even know who he's fighting here.
Marius Watch. I've heard of Marius Watch before. I think he's an old guy.
Mm, right. I mean, you know what happens with boxing. You know how they try to, you know, bring some of these young guys up and
Having this
pad
best
them up
record.
to build their regimen.
That's crazy.
You know.
Right. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
Marius Watch. The guys from Poland.
Anyway, I'll continue. What?
I said the guys from Poland. Like I've heard him. Like
Oh, okay.
I've heard
Right.
before.
Right. So does he have a good record? What's his record like?
Very poor record. So he's a journeyman. Let me
Okay.
try.
Yeah, that's boxing for you.
37 and
37
10.
and 10. Okay. I mean, that's not the worst record.
And he's been on losing streaks lately. Like in his past,
Hmm,
would I say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Yeah, in his past 5 fights, he's won just one fight.
hmm,
So he's just been accumulating
right,
losses. Yeah.
right. Okay. Well, let's just move on. You've got Raven Chapman versus Johanna Sarabia, women's featherweight. Ryan Garner versus Achisha, super featherweight. Dennis McCann, I think that name sounds familiar, versus Yonut Baluta for McCann's European Super Bantamweight title. And then obviously you've got the main event, Joe Joyce versus Derek Chisora.
Hmm.
Derek Chisora is British, December 29, 1983, 6 feet 1, 74-inch, reached 47 fights. And he has a record of 34-13. So basically, then it means that guy has a better record than Derek Chisora. That tells you
No,
another
no,
thing.
Joe Joyce has a decent record. Like Joe Joyce he was undefeated at some point, but recently, right?
Yeah,
He
yeah.
only he lost twice to one
He
guy.
only lost to one. Yeah, yeah. Zilezang.
Zhang, yeah, Jali
He's
Zhang.
still,
So
yeah.
up until
But he
he fought,
started late. He started boxing very late, so that's why he's only fought 16 times.
yeah, so up until when he
So
fought Jali Zhang, right, he was undefeated.
yes, he was
Yes,
undefeated. Yeah.
two losses have been to Zhang.
After he beat Parker, remember he beat Parker. That was what brought up his profile a little bit, and
Yeah, he
then
beat Daniel
he
Dubois,
ran
he beat
into
Pakam, he beats,
he beat
Parker.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's one of those late comers into boxing. But I mean, when you look at the age, you can see that he's very old. Yeah, O2, ESPN, TNT. So, I mean, what do you think about this one?
I think
Um,
Joyce would win this fight easily. He's got the advantage.
yeah, yeah, I think so too. I think Chisora is just going to turn into a punching bag here, and just like some of his most recent fights, you start feeling sorry for the man. You start, you know, getting
Well,
a bit worried for him in there. Just like I
he's got very
said,
high quality opposition. Let's think about it. He's lost to Alexander Usyk, top quality. He's lost to Joseph Parker twice, top quality. He beat Kubrat Pulev, yeah, but then he lost to Tyson Fury, right? Top quality guy. So I don't know. He's had this career where he's had the opportunity to fight some of the top guys in in his career and lost. When you lose to certain people, it is not a shame.
yeah, true. And
Yeah,
that's
like
why
if
you
you
think that at this point he
absolutely.
should he should be calling it quits, right? Because he's made a bit of money and all that. So why is he still fighting? Why do you think
So why is
he's
he
still
putting himself
fighting?
through punishment? Maybe he's owing some gangsters, and he needs to pay up some money, or probably poor financial management. Because why would you need to fight at the age of 40?
Yeah, yeah. Honestly,
Um,
I don't know why.
Come on, he likes the luxurious lifestyle. He gets it. Like
Yeah,
making that
I
active.
yeah I yeah yeah I agree with you. This one, 100%. There's no odds for this fight. Is there odds? Well, they only have best boosts. Can't see any serious odds for it. Yeah, this is one of those fights that you wonder in boxing, and because a sport. What's the idea of a sport? is that it's competitive, right?
You should be competitive.
And there's a chance for somebody to win. But in this one, I don't see the chance for Derek Chisora to win because this guy is just going to pick him apart. You know, he's rangier than him. Chisora is smaller and all that. I think everyone already knows the result of this fight. We already know how it's going to go, and that's one of the things with boxing. You know, that's one of the worries with boxing. People who have criticized boxing over the years, that's one of the things they say, right? That sometimes you see a fight night, you see an entire card, and you can already tell who's going to win every single fight. And most of the times, it goes exactly like that. You know,
But you know the interesting
yeah,
thing? I think the downfall of boxing helped the upward trajectory of the UFC.
yeah, yeah. I agree. Yeah,
That's just the interesting thing, like UFC gave us that, competitive combat sport to look up to. So it is what it is. Boxing was dying, literally dying, but the Saudis are helping to revive, boxing.
yeah.
Without
Thanks
Saudi,
to all those watching us. Yeah, yeah. I mean, obviously we've talked about the influence of Saudi in boxing and the longevity of it and what it brings, and you know,
questionable.
yeah. So, but we'll see how that goes. Thanks to everyone watching us from around the world, from the US, from Nigeria, from UK, everywhere. Thank you. Share the video, like the video, and subscribe. There's someone on stage, Courageous Empire. We're gonna bring in Courageous Empire quickly. Can you put in your video and make sure that your speaker is on? Please, Courageous Empire.
It would be nice to put a face to the
If you don't
name,
want your, yeah, it would be nice to put a face, yeah, to the name, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I always see his
Thanks for
comments
joining us.
on the African fighters.
Right. Yeah, so we already know what's gonna happen in this one. So let's I don't know if you've been watching let's throw in a little bit of football before we go into the Olympics shortly. Have you been watching the preseason? What do you think about obviously one of the teams that give all the clicks is Man United. So what do you think about Man United business so far in the transfer window?
Man United. Who are the bots? I've not
So we've
really
bought
followed.
two guys. We've bought
Who are the
two
guys?
guys. We've bought.
Remember, like I used to be a Manchester United fan, but now I don't even follow football as a fan of any sport. I just follow, of any team, right? I just follow it as a fan of sport, and to give me enough information to sprinkle some salt, on steaks. Basically, that is
Yeah.
when it comes to football. Do we have Courageous
Yeah.
Empire on board?
Yeah, let me bring him on. I'm gonna bring in Courageous Empire now. Hi, bro. How you doing, bro?
Courageous Empire.
Greetings. Good evening. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. How's it going?
You're ready in the morning, right?
Yeah, it's
You're
morning. I'm
from Nigeria.
from Nigeria. Yeah.
Oh, I
From
see,
Nigeria.
I see. How Nigeria now? I guess you don't want protest.
I believe that one first thing one caller.
This guy is preparing for protest. I see.
No. Leave that one for one side first, I beg.
He has said I should leave it. I have left it, Ebuka.
Yeah.
So, bro, what do you think? What do you think about this card? I mean, obviously, we've been talking about it. Thanks for coming in. What do you think about the card tomorrow night in Manchester?
The okay. And to me, the card is not that great. There's nothing special about it. There's nothing special.
Wow.
It's just a normal UFC card. So I'm to rate it, I'll give
Wow.
it six out of 10.
6 out of 10.
There's
Yeah.
nothing
There was a
enticing
time
about
they
the
rated
card now.
it 6
We
out
are
of
we are
10.
seeing we are seeing the same fighter again and again now.
Yeah,
The UK card, they always look the same.
yeah, true
Is
though,
it that you
true,
see
true.
Tom
Actually,
or you see
mm,
Leon?
yeah. Actually, that's true though. Or you see Paddy or Molly McCann, and then there
Exactly.
was this guy,
Exactly
Jai
my point.
Havoc. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. I mean, but then it's not like they're fighting every week. So, and it's
And
different opponents as well.
yeah,
Apart from
definitely.
maybe Aspinall, who is fighting this guy again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a different opponent this time. So, for the co-men and the men, what do you think? Where are you leaning in those fights, and how do you think
So
it's going to play out?
I think a lot of people are sleeping on Bella Mohammed
Boom. Bilal,
because Leon.
remember the name
Because I think
Mohammed. Wait.
I I
Ebuka, I have this for you. Courageous Empire. Give him one NSC for. please play the thing for him.
Nari
I,
no full body.
I cannot hear it too. I cannot hear it too.
At the era small. Ah,
It's supposed to play. I don't know what's going on, bro. It's supposed to play. So
Yeah.
Courageous Empire. What about the main event? So Leon versus Muhammad.
I think most people they are confusing Leon as an entertaining fighter. There's nothing special about Leon, no. Because a lot of people are just saying he's going to finish Bella within 3 rounds. Bella Mohammed is
Yeah,
a more complete player a more complete fighter than Leon
right.
Edwards.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's what we said earlier. I
He
think
has a
I
good
think we touched on
He's
that.
more resilient.
he has a good stand up
Mm,
with a great wrestling. But people, because he didn't come from the wrestling background, the college, they don't talk about him much like that.
Mhm.
yeah,
We
yeah,
will see.
that's true.
One more sleep.
I mean,
One more sleep, and we'll see.
yeah, of course, it's one more sleep. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Right. So, that's what. So Olympics. Let's move over to the Olympics. When we talk about Olympics more, I mean, Olympics now. I have a lot of memories about Olympics, bro. Like,
Ah,
is for me. Some people they argue Olympics and World Cup, which one get more. So
No. Don't do that.
let's make that argument, and I hope person there here will go disagree with me so that we go see how.
No.
For me, Olympics is the greatest sporting event of the
exactly.
I
worldwide.
disagree. I disagree.
Very good.
Oh, really,
Very
Ah,
really.
no,
that's
no,
what
no,
I
no,
I
want
no,
do
no,
to
no,
think
no,
the
hear.
no.
Olympics is like
So
the most prestigious, tournament in the world of sports. Hands down. To be very honest, because it's not just football, it's not just basketball, it's not just athletics. It's so many sports. In one competition, and of course it has a long history dating from Athens and Greece. However, like the World Cup is something that has like recent history. So the Olympics history is more ancient, right? So that gives it traditional feel in terms of the heritage of sports. So for me, I think I'll always rate the Olympics over any World Cup in sports. I don't know what you guys think.
yeah, Courageous Empire, go make your case.
Okay, maybe I just say that because I'm not a fan of other sports. I'm mainly a fan of football. I'm saying that because once it comes to the World Cup, it's something like there is something that comes with the World Cup. It's so special. Everybody wants to watch it. Both those that don't even love football, they are interested. I don't know if you understand me.
Yeah, definitely. I
Yes,
do
there's something that
understand.
comes with it.
Even
Exactly.
people
I'm
who
not.
have no interest, even people with zero interest want to watch the World Cup, right? But with the
Exactly.
Olympics, people it's just that tradition that keeps it relevant. Even though the Olympics is more about amateur athletes, right, competing. Even in football, they only allow 3 players that are aged above 23 to compete. They
Yeah.
want to keep that
Okay.
traditional feel, and they don't really pay the athletes. That's the funny thing. With all of the prestige, right, of the Olympics, the athletes don't really get paid. So I think in a way they sort of keep that amateurish um, feel to the Olympics. If you've gone pro, you can't compete in certain sports like boxing, for example, right? So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, there's sports that if you're a pro, you can't compete at the Olympics. But it still has its own feel to it, especially track and field. Everybody wants to see a track and field final, 100 meters race, the 200 meters, 400 meters. Even if you're not a fan of track and field, people want to see the final of the Olympics. You agree, right? The Olympic men's soccer, right? People always want to see the final. So I think for the Olympics, even people that do not follow sports want to see the finals of certain events. Basketball, people want to see the finals of the Olympics, right? When it comes to boxing, I think people are more interested in heavyweights, the heavyweight and super heavyweights. People want to see the finals, right? The gold medals, right? And of course, the closing ceremony, opening and closing ceremony is basically it comes with a lot of jamboree, it comes with a lot of excitement. So pretty much people that are not even to sports, are into the Olympics. I think I think the it shock you thing is still in the background. It's
Yes, yes,
crazy.
yes. Yes.
But what events have you enjoyed so far, like at the Olympics? Looking at growing up, certain events that just come to your memory. I think for me, it's athletics, swimming. I think fencing. Yeah, the Olympics. Basketball. What else? Men's football, even women's soccer, right? It's quite interesting at the Olympic level. But for you, what
I go forget handball. Handball. You don't watch handball before. Very sweet.
handball? Yeah, handball is quite
Very nice
interesting.
sport.
Even volleyball as well. It's quite interesting at the Olympics. I'm trying to think. Swimming. I remember the days of Michael Phelps. Yeah, like winning how many Olympic medals did he win at the Olympics? But I think the standouts for me personally, if I were to pick a top three, it would be track and field, football, and I think basketball. Yeah, I think those are it for me. But I think there's things like high jump, the pole vaulting. Pole vaulting is quite interesting as well. But my top three is football, basketball, and you know, athletics. What would Courageous Empire go for in terms of the
Okay,
top?
mine is, of course, I'll put football number one.
Ha, ha, ha.
Football number one, then track and field number two, then gymnastics number three.
Oh yeah, gymnastics is quite interesting as well. It's always wonderful to see at the Olympics. Ebuka, the shock you thingy is still in the background.
What?
The it shock you. The I don't know what do you call it?
Ah,
That
in a play?
is still playing.
Oh, fuck. I don't know. I
Goodness.
forgot everything. Say, I know they hear him. Me, I know they hear him.
Oh, I see. I see.
Yeah. That's why. Oh, I forgot all that. Anyway, right. I mean, so just let's use the format of question. So, what memories do you have of the Olympics? So, as when they grow up, waiting be that thing will happen when maybe you're young. Maybe say you know if you forget. What is it? There must have been an event.
Ah, what were you
For
talking about?
me, what something I can start. what I can remember, I think was 2000 and no, that was that Olympics? There was there was
Before you go, don't mention my moment. For me, it was Nigeria
no,
losing in the final of the men's football.
yeah, to
He
Argentina,
shot,
right?
he paid me.
Yeah, I remember, yeah, to
I
Argentina.
was
I was going to pick. I was
I'm
going to
back.
actually pick Nigeria winning bronze in I think it was 2002 Athens. But then the people that won silver, they were taken off because of doping. So Nigeria was upgraded to silver. But Nigeria actually won bronze in that. It was 4x4 relay. I think it was men's 4x4 100-meter relay. I think it was it men's or women's. I can't remember now. But yeah, those that was an interesting this thing. I think USA came second, but then one of the athletes used banned substances, so they were knocked off, and then Nigeria was upgraded to silver. This was after some years though.
Yeah, but then for
But
me,
in
like
that
I
moment, I remember that moment. It was a
enjoyed
nice.
already. So what are you telling me? Like they were on the podium and everything, right? So who the hell remembers that? It doesn't feel good to me. That's just my opinion, personal opinion, right? So you
Yeah,
should make your anti-doping program very strict, right?
before.
Yeah,
Yeah,
to be able to detect, any form of cheating as at the time of the competition, because these athletes that cheat would have stolen the moment already. Like even if you award me a silver medal, post the event, it doesn't beat that memory of standing on the podium, and enjoying basking in that glory of the Olympics. So for
yeah,
me, there's no apology that can that can beat the moment of enjoying your rightful place at the podium. It's just that's just my personal opinion. Like there's
yeah,
nothing you want
yeah.
from
I agree
me.
with that. What do you think? What do you think, bro?
I'm not really a big fan of the Olympics. Let me not lie.
Ah,
Yeah, I'm
but
not
I
really a big
mean,
fan of the Olympics.
don't you think that it is the coming together of all sports? So obviously,
I
if you're a
understand.
sports
I
fan like
understand.
me, to be fair, I'm a sports fan. For instance,
Mhm.
the only sports I will probably not watch is cricket because I don't even understand what they're doing there.
I used to play cricket.
I don't know what
Ah!
they do this. I know if I see it for TV, I want change and sharp, 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 no time. But if it's rugby,
It's
volleyball, boxing, basketball, netball, handball, swimming, all these sports, I can actually sit down and watch them. Or triathlon, or even cycling. You know, I feel or fencing. There's this one they do fencing that they do with something. All these sports. So I mean, if you be sports fan, you want to see people where they compete. You want to see who better pass, who feel win, who they win. That's just for me, Sha. Now it's in the
the spirit
it's
of
not be only
competition.
about football or boxing
If you
or MMA.
if to say you talk about World Cup now, moments many. If you see this Olympics, if if you look at this
I like
Olympics now, this
that. Moments joke.
yes now. If you see this Olympics now, even the promotion now, everything is just somehow. It's just boring. The Olympic is boring for me. It's boring.
There is
This
God,
especially the
though.
one they are doing.
There is God.
The one they are
There
doing
is
this year is so boring.
no.
There's nothing attracting someone to even watch. All the sports they are boring. From the even the football, they are everything. Look at controversy. Argentina, Morocco. Can you imagine? 16 minutes.
You know why? Now? You know why it
Yeah,
happened now?
I was pissed off. I was actually very pissed off. Like, who the hell I want 15 minutes of extra time? It does not make sense in my
He came
world.
back after 2 hours. Came back after 2 hours and cancelled the goal.
Yeah. No, but they go now offside now.
Why you not going to
VAR.
do it immediately? Why you not going to do it immediately now? Why you can't wait like
Yeah,
that?
because they don't reason out. Because they don't reason at that time. They don't reason at that time.
That is not good. That is,
They
and you
don't
know the
reason at
fact
that
that
time now.
they don't allow professionals in certain sports makes you feel like you're not giving me the best in the world in that sport.
Mm.
So imagine if in boxing you had Alexander Usyk competing at the Olympics, for example. You had
No,
Anthony
no, no,
Joshua
no.
going to the Olympics, for example. It will bring more eyes to to the Olympics because you're looking at the best of the best. Just like what happens in tennis. Professionals compete at the Olympics, right? In tennis, right? So like big fans of tennis can enjoy the Olympics. So I guess they should try to open it up, like let the best of the best compete at this game. But in a way, it would also affect like the upcoming athletes, the grassroots athletes, because they've always enjoyed this pathway to going into the Olympics, right, and making a name for themselves. People in wrestling, for example, as well, right? So imagine if you were fighting at the Olympics and you had a Merab Dvalishvili fighting a wrestler every
Yeah,
single
it will bring more people in. I agree. Okay, I see what you mean.
people like Courageous Empire will be courageous enough to go watch it.
No, 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 no. It will be
Benjamin
unfair.
Sterling. Imagine Benjamin Sterling at the Olympics.
No, no,
Come
no, no,
on,
no.
come
It will
on,
be unfair.
right? But it is what it is.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think maybe one more question before if anybody. So we'll be rounding up. So which athlete are you looking forward to watching? I mean, obviously, a lot of sports. So, which athlete do you want to watch at these Olympics?
Hmm, that's a tough
And
one.
which sport? Which athlete and which sport?
That's a really tough one because I think for me, I always want to just look at the Nigerian, Olympians, right? Uh-huh. Who's really the standout star in Nigeria on the Nigerian team? I think we are really good with table tennis, right? There's this is it Toriola guy that's usually at the Olympics for Nigeria.
Aruna, Aruna Quadri as well. Chegu Teriola.
Yeah, yeah, he's always going to the Olympics, right? But I think in track and
Everybody must left foot tennis for Nigeria.
I think there's this girl, Toby Amuson. Is she at the Olympics?
So I say you go forget Toby now. I don't know, look here. I said,
Yeah,
what you talking?
fellow Yoruba demon. Yoruba demoness. I think I'll look out for her like pretty much. But I'm just pissed off that the Nigerian men's football team did not qualify, so it's making me lack interest in it. And of course, it's Paris here, and it's happening in my backyard, and I'm not able to attend. I think there have been security concerns as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, they should have brought it to London.
yeah.
Maybe
So,
it will make me more
so
excited.
the rail tracks was attacked earlier today in Paris. Uh, obviously, what you talking about? True. Maybe if the boy has been calm, maybe person for reason go there go see one or two matches. Yeah, actually, because uh, but yeah, for me to answer the question, I'm looking forward to Toby Amusan. I have hope that she could win gold in 100 meters and 200 meters. Because right now she's like the hottest property in that athletics, track and field. So yeah, and also our women's 4x4 as well. These are four areas that I think we might win medals. Women's 4x4, including Toby Amusan and other people, and then the 100-meter dart, the 100-meter hurdle as well. The one where they climb, jump on top, all those.
The hurdles. The hurdles.
Yeah. So yeah, those are areas that I think we might do something. Don't know where else that Nigeria is really. Don't know if this lady is still Blessing Oduduru. Don't know if she's still competing. She won silver in the last one. Blessing Obududu or something like that. I don't know
Oh,
if
wow.
she's in this one. In this
Uh,
that's wrestling.
oh
Wrestling.
yeah,
I
I think
don't know
she
the weight class.
I think she is, yeah. I think she is.
Yeah, if she's
So
going there, she's also a medal because she won silver in the last Olympics. She's also a medal hope for us. Yeah, that's those are the two people, that Toby and that Blessing. The two people I won't watch, who I will look forward to for the Olympics. You know, yeah.
I'm sure Courageous
So
Empire.
For
Courageous Empire, is there any outlet you're looking forward to watching?
I'm looking forward to the entire Nigerian national team, football women's team.
Yeah, they lost to Brazil yesterday 1-0.
Exactly, but the game, I felt they were too relaxed playing that game. They didn't play like they want to win. Because there's
Hmm.
with the way I watched that game, there was nothing special about that Brazil team to me. I felt Nigeria could have
Yeah,
done more, but I'm looking
yeah,
forward to their next game against Spain.
yeah. And guess what? Spain are the champions of Europe.
Just
Yeah, but if they're not the champions, they are too good right now. Like,
they are
no,
good,
they're not the
very
champions
good.
because
They are
England,
very
the England win,
no
but Spain,
for
Spain team, they very good, I think.
Nigeria can still
Yeah,
do
they're in a
Just
tough group. Nigeria are in a very
they just
tough
have
group.
to just show
Spain,
effort.
Japan, and Brazil.
Mm.
That's tough for anybody.
by the way, speaking of Spain, I don't know if you saw the UFC 304 press conference yesterday, and Belal was like, "Shout out to Spain."
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
I
Bella is a
like
troll. He's a troll.
Belal energy.
That guy is a
Shout
troll.
out- You
That
think
is,
he's a fool for doing that?
no,
Say
he enjoys being booed.
Shout out to Spain. At least Spain beat
Ah,
England in the finals. He tweeted. He dropped a tweet this afternoon. I think I did a screenshot. I did a screenshot of his tweet this afternoon. Bilal Mohammed. He says, he says, okay, I don't like Manchester anymore.
he was the king of the press conference yesterday. Now,
Bilal Mohammed is just a funny guy, funny dude. I really hope he wins.
Yeah.
he has to win.
Anyway, so just before we go, let's show the people the schedule for the Olympics tomorrow. So there's badminton, there's 12 items in the badminton tomorrow. China versus USA, China versus Azerbaijan, Korea versus Algeria, Singapore versus I don't know this person. Yeah, so lots of events. There's handball, Spain versus Slovenia. Handball is beautiful, guys. So just yeah, try and watch handball. I watched one yesterday. I think it was Slovenia versus Netherlands or Denmark. So I think Denmark won that one. Interested. The women. There's rowing, men's singles, shooting, volleyball, equestrian. So have you seen? I don't know, Demona, if you saw the video of the lady that recently was kicked out of the Olympics because she was whipping a horse. I don't know if
Whoa,
you've seen that.
whoa, I've not seen it yet.
It's
But that's
okay, it's on
crazy.
YouTube. Anyway, I was wondering why the video was coming out now. So apparently, context, the lady, she won gold She won 2 or 3 gold medals in the last Olympics. And in
Okay.
this one, she was going to break a record, right? Now, the timing is a bit dodgy because if she had gone and won another gold, she would have broken a record. So what happened? They released the video of her whipping a horse. And you know how it is in this country with animal rights.
Mm-hmm.
The the media and everyone came for her and she had to drop out of the Olympics.
That's
So
crazy.
she's not going for the Olympics. And people were asking, how come the video was released? And then she
Just
apologized that, oh, she was sorry, he wasn't this thing. I mean, we all know this is probably how they train because in the video, if you see it, it didn't look like there was anything wrong. It looked like a routine practice, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah. So just one of those things. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll share the video with you.
we're in this
um,
age and time wherein people are overly sensitive, when it comes to gender sensitivity, animal rights, living in the Western world is crazy. I can share with you like personal experiences, right? Being in the corporate world, I've been in some sort of slight trouble wherein I did not get an opportunity. I was put out of an opportunity. Why? Because I was in, an interview wherein I assumed the gender of somebody. I addressed the
oh,
person as,
really?
yeah, as a lady and the guy as gentleman, right? And I was told, I was put, I was given, negative feedback because of that, like that you don't assume people's genders,
Just
right?
I
imagine.
need to ask people their gender
I
before
like
you use it.
That
the thing really it's messed
that's madness.
it messed with my psychology for a long time. I was like, wow. So
Yeah, I
the
mean, I guess.
why you miss out on, certain opportunities is because you assume somebody's gender, and then they say that people might not be cool with it. So in this age of time, sometimes you need to be really, really careful. So for me, this animal rights thing, anytime I see dogs, just walking on the streets here in London, what I always do is I always cross to the other side of the road because I know that I'm not very friendly when it comes to like your dog will not bite me and I'll be looking at it. So I'm not going to be that black man that is going to make the news for the wrong reasons. And I was walking yesterday, and then with my guy, and we saw these dogs, like a Rottweiler and some other bulldog. And then these guys were dragging the dogs, and then they were like, "Oh, the dog is cool, bro. It's cool, bro." I'm like, "Oh no, me too. I'm cool." I crossed to the other side of the road, man. So I'm not going to make the news like for animal brutality. So it's a crazy world we live in right now, my brother. You just need to be careful.
Right. Her name is Charlotte Dujardin. Just in case if you guys want to check it out. Charlotte
Shalom.
Dujardin. Yeah, that's her name. Charlotte Dujardin. So she was
The Jordan. She's British. She's even
in,
British. Oh wow. So,
if you watch the video, you would see that you know it's a normal thing, right? So the video was from 4 years ago. It wasn't from, and then you can see that it was a normal thing. And then because she was caught, she had to start apologizing. So, and whoever leaked the video obviously wanted the outcome that eventually happened. They didn't want her to go for some sinister reason. So that's just what it
I can
is.
see on YouTube
That's
saying
the world we live in.
this is not very good. I think
Yeah.
like part of like the cross training procedure, right?
Is that you whip them. That's what I thought too.
Yeah, because I think I keep hearing people talking about breaking horses. They have to break the wheel of the horse in order for the horse to become obedient, right, to the riders. Or I don't know. They said she's been issued a provisional 6-month ban.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I thought you had to whip the horses. I mean, if you watch the video, there's no need of if you see that it was a normal thing. It didn't look like there was anything wrong because she kept on doing it, doing it, doing it, doing it. She did it for you know forever, and then you know
Wow, she's won
yeah.
six
Anyway,
gold medals.
let's
Okay.
right. So we're gonna move on. I'm just gonna keep reeling out the events for tomorrow. There's hockey. So there's Great Britain versus Spain, men's pool A. So if you're in Paris, move over to men's pool A, get the ticket, and you can watch that one. Oh, okay. There are some events in fencing. I like fencing. We talked about
Yeah,
fencing earlier.
exactly.
I do like fencing. It's lovely. So there's Peru versus Singapore. There's Egypt versus Egypt. Nadim Ehab versus Shiwit Gaba. Then there's Aya Hussein versus Nde Bineta Diongo. There is Japan versus Rwanda. There's hockey, judo, rowing, fencing, hockey again, men. Belgium versus Ireland. There's shooting. Also, one of my favorite sports now, shooting. I do enjoy shooting these days. Interesting sport. Everything they said basketball, Australia versus Spain, and this we're still just in 10 a.m. We're just still in 10 a.m. We haven't even gone to the afternoon,
It's
and this is
scratching the
how it's going
surface.
to be until the end of probably towards the third week of the Olympics, because obviously things are just starting now. So it's still like preliminary event. There's handball, Hungary versus Egypt. I like to watch this one. Swimming, rowing, skateboarding, tennis, Roland Garros, Court 14. Right. So,
But what do you think about this,
I'm not sure.
opening ceremony? They held it along the River Seine. Yeah, instead of the traditional opening ceremony in a stadium. Like, what do you think about the
Mm.
creativity?
It was, yeah, I saw a bit of it. It was grand, I think. Yeah, I think it's nice. There's nothing wrong with switching things up a little bit and do something new. And yeah, it was sweet, I think. I saw how, and it was raining as well, down there in Paris, which maybe, depending on how you look at it, helped the occasion. Yeah, I liked
You
it.
know, in what way does rain? I hate rain.
Huh, right, you know, right. So, I mean, everything is here. I don't think I can go through everything. Basketball, lovely. One of the most popular sports, handball, everything, shooting, canoe slalom. I've not heard of this one before. Football.
Yes, there's a
So
lot.
this is Dominican Republic versus Spain. I don't know. I want to ask you: have you guys ever watched a cool rugby match before?
No, no,
Yes.
I don't think I have.
Yeah, actually, I would love to go to a rugby stadium and see a rugby match. I haven't also
Like
watched a rugby
live?
match
You mean
before.
like live rugby match? I think I saw.
No, on the TV. On the TV, like from beginning to end, just like
Yes,
how
I
you sit
did.
down
I
and then you
did.
watch the ball.
Okay, okay. Yes, I did. Back then during the rugby final, so I was with my South African friends. I remember South Africa won the
Oh,
Rugby World Cup final. I even have the rugby T-shirt, right, the customized one. So they made the customized Springboks T-shirts for me. Yeah, so
hmm.
rug- yeah, rugby. Come on, I've got South African friends, so they've brought me into the sport, and they are very good. They won the Rugby World Cup. Yeah, I think
rugby is huge in South Africa. It's
New
huge.
Zealand was the final, and I saw the final at Box Park in Croydon, East Croydon.
Mm.
Yeah, it's really
All right,
interesting.
Cool. It's a nice sport. I've been watching a bit of it in this Olympics. Obviously, so for Olympics, there are 7 players instead of the normal, I think 15. So it's rugby sevens. That's what they call it for the Olympics. So yeah. So I mean, yeah, for everyone watching, just try and catch up with some of the sports. You're gonna love it. You're gonna enjoy it. And there is basketball tomorrow for men's. So France versus Brazil. That's a big one. Right. So yeah, we're just gonna leave
For the
it
basketball,
there.
the US is going to win it
I
again.
mean, pardon?
That's what they are good at now.
I said for the basketball, the US are going to win it again.
Yeah, they know they always win basketball. They always win.
That's their
It's a
sport.
huge, yeah, it's a huge failure when they don't win basketball at the Olympics. Like you need to see how they don't take it lightly. It's whoever. I don't
That
think
is their sport.
they've lost
Basketball
only a
was
couple ever. They've only ever lost a couple of the basketball events, both male and female. Maybe a few, not too many.
I know basketball started in the US.
Yeah,
It was invented in
yeah,
the US, basically.
right. So I don't know if anybody has anything to say to conclude. Religious Empire, how do you end the night today?
Concerning the UFC 304, if you look
Yeah.
at the bat order, Manuel Cap and Mohamed Mukayev, they were moved from the main card to the early prelims.
Like
Mm.
I feel that's very disrespectful to them. I don't know why they did that, but
I think they did that. I think they did that because of contract negotiation with Mukayev.
oh really?
Yeah.
You know that?
I think
Oh,
Mukayev is
yeah, it's
having
true.
issues with the UFC. Yeah.
Just did that because them when we were previewing it, it wasn't like that. That means
Yes.
it
No,
was just a few,
at first
They,
they moved them to the prelims. Then later
into
they moved them to
prelims
the
there.
early prelims.
Now they are not
Yeah.
in the early
Okay.
prelims. So
Wow.
I guess
That's
maybe they want people to watch the early prelims or something. Because
I don't
that
think
part is
so. I think they don't want Mohamed Bukayev to draw the eyes from the card because they know if he wins that fight, he's probably next for the next title shot.
no, but more people actually watch the early prelims than the pay-per-view card. You know that, right?
I
yeah,
don't think
that's the
so.
interesting thing.
More
Yeah,
people
to
do.
some extent
Just
because
to, just to
yeah,
ex- yeah, just to
yeah, a
explain
lot of
that.
people
So the early prelims are
most people do
on
not
your
the
normal Fight Pass, are on your normal subscription. If you've
Mhm.
got
Yeah.
ESPN normal subscription, you could, which is like maybe £8-10, right? But then the pay-per-view is around 20 something pounds, 30 something pounds. So
Pay-per-view is a
fewer
lot,
people
man.
will watch, right? Yeah.
Pay-per-view is like
So
80
that's the
something
logic.
dollars. That's probably like 60 something pounds.
Okay. Oh yeah, in America it's way
So,
more expensive.
yeah.
Yes. So right. So that's the logic. So more people actually watch the Courageous Empire just to sort of that impression. More
And
people
even
actually will
Even
watch
in Nigeria, if you're to watch UFC, you need to be on like the highest subscription on DSTV.
subscription. Yes.
Yes.
So it's more
Mhm.
expensive to get to watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's yeah, but I think I don't think it has anything to do with it. I think they want to bring people to watch the event because they know that those two guys. don't know about the negotiation, but one thing that is shocking to me is they literally did this thing this evening because as at when we were um when we were
Viewing the card, it was still on the main card.
reviewing it, they were in the I think main card or prelims, I think.
Yeah,
So
the prelim.
I watched
right.
one interview, one Mohammed Mukayavi's interview. He said because they don't like his fighting style. That's why they took him to the elite prelims. That's what he said.
Okay. Okay. Well,
We will
all
see.
right. I mean, yeah, well, let's see what happens if he's gonna move that. Yeah, there's something I would have loved us to talk about. Just why. So, what do you guys think about Connor? So, Connor came out last week and said he was saying a couple things. You could see that he wasn't happy. He was saying, "Oh, I've got 2 fights with the UFC. I'll fight it off, and then I'll come over to BKFC and you know how Connor talks and everything." But I'll start with you then. So what do you think about that situation? What do you think about Connor's situation right now with the UFC and his next move?
Connor is money drunk. Like when you make money, right? Sometimes it becomes a problem to you. I'm telling you. I do really see Connor like fighting competitively again. He's too rich. He's a co-owner of the BKFC. Remember, I interviewed BKFC president
Yeah,
some
yeah,
years
yeah.
like around like four
David
months ago.
Feldman.
Yeah, David Feldman. And then he was telling me about the whole Connor collaboration, blah blah blah. And it was interesting seeing it, happen live, right? Connor doesn't have that fighter in him again. He's just an entertainer. He will talk, he's just always making trouble everywhere. He's just trying to stay relevant. That's the way I see Connor, right? And he's made a
Yeah.
lot of money. And you would agree with me that if you've made money, right, the motivation for you to go out and start, taking punches in your face goes, down the drain. I feel sorry for Michael Chandler, but I think the UFC are trying to compensate Michael Chandler with a title shot
No.
Yeah.
That would be
for the two.
unfair.
How will it be unfair? That's the only thing you can use to compensate
Yeah.
Michael Chandler. Think about it.
Why? Why? He already lost to the top guys. He doesn't deserve a title shot. You can't give Michael
But
Chandler a
he's
title
waited
shot.
2 years of his
He
career
lost.
for
He,
McGregor that doesn't want to
he,
come
ch-
back.
he chose to waste his career. Nobody forced him to wait. Then I said if Michael wants to fight, he's going to give him a fight. So it's up to Michael to pick a fight, not the
So
boss of
what
the
fight?
UFC.
What fight would make sense instead of
Ah,
Conor McGregor? After waiting 2 years for Conor McGregor, think about it. What fight would make
he
sense?
can fight. He can fight Mas Holloway for the BMF title,
No, come on, that doesn't
or
compute.
it goes for. Justin Gage is coming off a loss. He can go for the rematch.
Come on,
That's a
how
that's
much
a,
would
that's
you make?
that's
How
a good
much would
matchup.
you make off that kind of fight?
You can't give him a title shot now.
According
And
to
even
Amasarukian,
if he gets the title shot, is going to be a one-side fight. Islam is going to dominate as usual. There's no
yeah,
competition
but
there.
then he'll be able to make some money that will be close to the Conor McGregor money.
Michael Chandler needs to accept that he just wasted more than 2 years of his career waiting for a fight that will never happen. They sold us both tickets. The fight that will never happen.
Like they need
Yeah.
to find a good way to compensate that guy because Conor has wasted somebody's
I,
life.
he has turned into a motivational speaker on Twitter now.
You mean Conor
Michael
McGregor?
Chandler.
Oh, Michael
Michael
Chandler, yeah.
Chandler. I
I think
feel so,
I would
I
like
feel
to
so
interview
bad for
Michael
him.
Chandler. I would
I
like to
feel so
interview
bad for
him. I
him.
would like to know what is going through his head right now. Like Conor,
Look at his age. He's 38. I think he's 38 years old. 37 or 38. Michael Chandler.
Oh, Chandler.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chandler is around. Yeah, he's old
I think
actually.
he's 37.
He's older
Yeah.
than Connor.
Yeah, he is older
Ha.
than Conor McGregor.
And
Yeah.
the funny thing is that he would have got you other fight, and the Conor fight would also be at the table for him, but he just wasted everything.
According to Aman Sarukian, you could have lost 4 exciting fights. Instead of waiting for Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor is
Yeah.
all talk, man. Do you know what it means to be sitting with that kind of money, bro? Do you know how much Conor McGregor invested in BKFC? $200 million.
That guy is no longer interested in
$200
fighting for the
like,
UFC.
forget it. Like Conor McGregor is an owner of a promotion right now, so he's no longer on the level of these fighters. It takes hunger for you to be a proper fighter, and
Yeah.
Conor McGregor does not have that hunger any longer. He's blessed.
But I think he will still fight out his contract though. I think he will.
Exactly.
So
But
Yeah.
what will happen? I think, and that's part of the problem, because maybe they're probably thinking of, oh, how much are you going to get paid? That line obviously wants to pay the least amount, and that's one of the issues here.
The UFC, they don't
Um,
want to lose Conor to other promotion. They are scared if Conor leaves leaves their company. They don't want to lose their biggest star.
To who? What
To
promotion?
BKFC, to BKFC now.
He's an owner
Everyone is
of
talking about
BKFC.
BKFC now. Exactly my
He's an
point. If he
owner.
leaves the UFC,
Conor
there
will
will
use
be
him fees,
nothing
the
in
fight
it.
person.
Conor will not fight
It's not going to
again.
happen.
It's not
Conor,
possible.
I think he's going to fight.
Conor
I
go
think he's
come
going to
fight
fight at
Ben up like
BKFC.
this. Nah, lie.
No,
Who do
I
you
know
think
you.
is
they are going to give. They are going to give him a scrub just to everything. It's not fight. That's what he has been begging for a very long time now. He said it now. He said he's supposed to get a tune-up fight, not somebody like Michael Chandler.
So who do you think? Like, I interview a lot of these BKFC guys, right? These guys are animals, they're beasts. If you go check out my podcast, you'll see like the past couple of, I think, past 3 episodes, if I'm not mistaken, I've interviewed guys from the BKFC, right? So these guys are tough as nails guys, right? They're not joking around. And the sport is, more active and more brutal than, than the UFC. There's no space, to coast around.
Another thing, I see feel the UFC, they are not paying Conor enough to me. For the amount of revenue it generates from the company, it's still underpaid to me.
Yeah, so I think the thing with Conor is he's got more negotiation power when it comes to the UFC than any other fighter in the UFC. So if Conor asks for something and he has a good relationship with the UFC, he's got Dana White on speed dial. If Conor sees the UFC shivers, right? So the UFC will always listen to anything that Conor demands, right? So
Yeah.
That being said, I
don't think he's going to fight for the UFC again. I don't think he's going to fight for the UFC.
You think so?
Yeah.
I really don't see him fighting again. Not even UFC or any fight. I don't really see him fighting. If he's going to fight again, I think he's probably going to do maybe some super boxing fight.
Yeah.
Like he did against Mayweather.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know who he would like to fight.
Maybe fight Manny Pacquiao now. Manny Pacquiao. What if he fights Manny Pacquiao?
That kind of fight, make some mega money again, because Pacquiao will gladly fight him.
Yeah.
I think he will do it actually. I think Conor will leave UFC and he'll do some boxing, some mega fights, like just like this guy is doing Mayweather. Yeah, he'll maybe probably do Mayweather too.
Another thing he could do is maybe convince someone like my Pacquiao to come do a crossover fight in BKFC, since he's a co-owner of BKFC now.
Yeah.
That's something
that guy do. He's a very, very good promoter. Like you can see why he's up there in terms of, like, the guy they talk. If you come here now, you go bamboozle all of us now. You never even give us talk. You go have to talk, you have to talk to you, go to listen, you go to speak to you. You don't know when you go come on money from your pockets. That's his thing, I think.
Yeah, the guy
he's a smart guy. He's a smart guy, I think.
Bad guy.
Yeah, it's been a wonderful evening, I think. So the last question was the outlet I would like to see. Well, Courageous Empire, you still not give us the outlet where you want to see for
The
Paris,
female
but
soccer team.
it's all good.
He gave us the female soccer team.
Um,
He see the female soccer team.
it's very okay, very good, very good, very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, any other thing, guys. So, guys, thanks for the people watching. Watched us all through. Thanks a lot. We appreciate that. Share the video, please. Share the video and tell your friends to tell their friends about these channels. So, where can we find you, King Dems?
Instagram at king_games1 right there. And of course, follow the King
Right.
Games Sport
Correct.
on YouTube.
Courageous Empire. Where do we find you for online?
Courageous on IG. COU _.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Thanks for being with us, man. Like we really, 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 honestly, I appreciate. I really appreciate. We just had fun here tonight. We just talked. We just talked. We spoke about sports. We spoke about combat sports, Olympics, and boxing and all these things, right? So just look
Yeah.
forward to these events this weekend. Whatever you're doing, just stay calm, no violence, stay out of the streets, right? Stay out of the street, no violence, be good, be kind, and be spread the love, yeah? Spread the love, yeah? Thank you very much. See you next
Love
time, yeah?
and
All right,
positivity.
peace.
Yeah.
Yeah, peace.